Like a child, wanna light up the night, pick star. Like a child, crying is his ray. Louder is thankful even for the moment. God never misses attention. Like a child, saw the sunlight arrange in the rainbow. Lucid dream is a legend of words. Like a child, trying to entertain ourselves. Like a child.
Welcome our dear viewers. Today in the studio we are talking about early marriages in the society, their impacts, what causes them, and actually the measures that will be taken. Okay, in studio I have my fellow interviewer,
Old Engineer Simiyu,
and Gladys Waswa. And of course we have our guest who will help us answer the questions as they will be asked.
Okay, my name is Samuel Malemo, and today we're in studio just to have an overview of early marriages in the society, of course around the globe, and centrally in the society, what causes them, how can we curb them, and what are the impacts or the negative effects of early marriages. Yeah.
To our question one, to our guest, okay, right, left and center. We have been hearing of this word early marriages. Can you just precisely give us a definition of what early marriages refers to?
Okay, there have been maybe various definitions of the term early marriages, and this early marriage can also be referred to as child marriage. To some point, we can still peg that definition, or that we can still relate that word early marriage to forced marriage, but it's somehow different. But let us now look at what early marriage is basically. Early marriage or child marriage. When you come to Kenya, according to the Kenyan Constitution, it says that anybody or anyone below the age of 18 is still a child, right? So that's to say that if a child, a girl gets married, because in most cases there are girls that get married to older people. It's very rare to get a boy who is underage to have married. It's rare, though they are there. But basically, child marriage means that this is any form of union between two people who are below the age of 18. That's according to the Kenyan Constitution and many other countries. But if you look at maybe if we go globally now, the Indian Constitution says that child marriage is any union of two people who are below the age of 21. You can see that those two constitutions, they are a bit different, with an age difference of 3 years, because Kenya we are at 18, India are at 21. So let us use Kenya, that any union of two, of whom both of them are either below 18 or one of them is below the age of 18. That's what child marriage or early marriage basically refers in short terms. Yes.
that is good. Now let's go to the question number 2. So just to be general, like how many early marriages do you think exist in the globe around?
Okay, globally means around the world, right?
Yeah.
Within the whole continent. So globally, it says that research has found out that at least 1 out of 5 girl was married at the age of under 18. 1 out of 5. So you look at the rate scale. That's to mean if they are working 5 girls here, at least one of them, or not just a girl, even a woman, because you're talking about, we are generalizing those ones who are getting married currently. Those ones who got married, there are those who got married before the age of 18. Even maybe some of our mothers, our neighbors, we work in the community, from household to household, you can see that there are children there who already have, who are married. They have been there in that marriage for years, but they got married before the age of 18. You know that getting pregnant is very much different from getting married, because someone can get pregnant, give birth to a child, but still not get married at that time. She can decide to wait. But now with that early marriage, that global research is that 1 out of 5 at least got married before the age of 18. Now, what are the facts on child or early marriage? There are some facts. There are very many, but today I just want to give maybe 3 of them. But fact number 1, there is an estimated number of 650 million girls and women alive today who are married at the age of 18. So around the globe, all the countries in the world, that we are having an approximated number of 650 million of girls and women who are married below the age of 18. They were not yet adults. You get it? Fact number 2, that the total number of girls below 18 years getting married globally is estimated at 12 million per year. So that every year we are having 12 million underage marriages around the globe. And it happens even in our society. If we walk in the society, we meet those people. Either they are married or they are married or they are married. They are married, those are the girls who now move in. And the boys also, they can decide at 20, get a boy having a wife, a kid, and they're there. So those are just still early marriages. And fact number 3, that we are having the leading continent in terms of early marriages. The leading globally, we say that South Asia has been the home to the largest number of child brides, with more than 40% of the total burden of the world. So South Asia has got 40%. So if you talk of 40%, we are remaining with 60%. Then out of this 60%, we have the sub-Saharan Africa taking 18% of the total early marriages. So you can see that those figures are a bit crazy. So girls are just getting married right, left, and center due to different factors. That need to be addressed before 2030, because research says that if this issue is not addressed early, by Vision 2030 we shall have an increase by 150 million. So if you add the 650 plus 150, you'll get around 800 million girls, or rather 800 million marriages that were underage, if something is not done early. Yes. Right.
Okay, to our third question. There have been perceptions and beliefs about early, or what we call the child marriages, among different communities. What do you think are some of the causes of these early marriages?
Okay, early marriages in our society has become very rampant, and as it is, that everything has got a cause. Any beginning has got a starting point. So what leads to these marriages? They vary economically, socially, and all that. So you say that the cause of child marriage are complex and very much varied. Early or child marriage is motivated by different factors around the world. And these factors, some of them are very much obvious. Let us start looking at them like this. Factor number one, poverty. And this poverty is pegged at family level, maybe community level, country level. Because you find that in a family, that family is has lived in poverty for years. And then there's a girl there whom the parents know very well that this girl, if we give her out, we can get some money, the bride. So the parents decide that no, we are poor and we cannot take you to school anymore, so why don't we just move out? Poverty at the family level. Then maybe at the country level, sometimes you find that we've heard that our girls leave the country to go to which country is this? Saudi Arabia, to go looking for work. But sometimes they reach there, life becomes difficult. They start being maltreated and all that thing. Even others can be married there without their country not knowing, because maybe their passports were taken away and they have no any right. They cannot run from to anywhere. So that poverty has really dealt with people, and it has led to most of the early marriages or the child marriages. Maybe another factor number two, you can talk of the preservation of the family honor. Take this matter literally. There's a family that is very much honored. You see, that it's known, it has got prominent people, like maybe a family of a pastor. Then, as a mistake happens and a child in that family gets pregnant. So, in order for this honorable person to preserve his name or the name of the family, they decide that no, we won't tolerate this shame. So they decide to give away that girl, so that they just say that she got married, she did not get pregnant. So we are trying to preserve the family name. So a child is pushed to go to get married because of the mistake that happened. That's preservation of the family name. Then you have social norms and customs. Social norms and customs, the cultures. For example, in this country, the Maasai culture, where they believe that a girl is not even worthy. A girl is not worthy doing what? Going to school. So they do what? They decide to ignore her education at the expense of taking that boy to school. So as they are being pushed aside, they decide to go, or just a parent uses a bride for you and you are supposed to go. So that's the social norms. We have the humanitarian crisis and insecurity. For example, when we are having when there is a lot of insecurity in a country, violence, fighting and all that, you find that some girls are forced into, like you are kidnapped, then you are kept in a house by somebody, and you become the wife automatically. Maybe at number 5, gender inequality. Gender inequality, there are those parents in some communities or societies that believe that a girl is of less importance than a boy. So they decide to take care of the boy most than this girl. A girl, they say that this girl, even if we took her to the university to go and do what, she will just get married and one time leave us in this compound. So there's no need of paying much attention to her. So they leave her there, saying that you will get married. So out of that frustration, the girl finds herself in other hands. She has already been married without her consent. She does not even understand herself and things like that. Yes.
Question number 4. Early child marriages is mostly likely to Just of negative effects to the subject that are. So I'm not seeing it clearly. So let me repeat the question. That in early marriage is mostly likely to let lot of negative effects to the subject. So what are some of these negative effects of early marriage?
Okay, the negatives of early marriage that are the subject. The subject is the person who is directly involved in it. And this is that girl who has been married or that boy who has been forced. The boys also suffer. There are boys who are kept by those big mamas. Yes, those sponsors. So they just take a boy inside and he's always locked there. The woman goes to work and the boy is just there. So either way, they both suffer. But now let us look at the effects of early marriages to the subject, the person who is affected directly. But so we have number one, school dropout. Of course, a married person cannot go back to school. It's not easy. There are very few. Out of 10, one maybe. But the moment you are married, even yourself, you start seeing yourself as not being at the same level as those girls of your age. So what happens when you are forced into that marriage? Just mean you will have to cut off your education. Because of maybe you feel like if I go back to school, my peers will start laughing at me. So you demean yourself and say that no, I won't go back. Let me just stay here because I'm already married now. I am a mother. Yes, I am not fit to be in a class. Maybe the teachers will not accept me in the class. Maybe the head teacher will not accept me in the school, and those things. Even the villagers will laugh at me saying that look at a woman going to school. So you are just demotivated like that, and you remain. You say that now my life is there, let me remain there. Then number two, we have increased domestic violence. Increased domestic violence. You look at you are getting a girl is getting married to an old man, maybe a man who is twice her age. So maybe a 50 or 45-year-old man marrying an 18-year-old girl. You find that these two people, they don't reason the same. This still, an adult child has got still that childish thought. On the other hand, this man requires this girl to behave as a mature woman. So these are two conflicting thoughts at the same time. Because an underage child will not know what an adult wants unless she has been told. But you find that maybe this man is violent. He just wants everything done. And therefore, when he moves out in the morning,
'Cause I can't